In this video, I'm going to talk about what version of Private Tabs to buy based on your particular needs. But before I do, there's three things I really want you to think about. The first is that no matter what, we will always have the more competitively priced product as long as you're comparing apples to apples, right? It's just so often people see our price point at $500 a month and then they immediately Google, see things like, you know, stub tabs for $99 or Insomniac for a couple $100, and then they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's so much more money, right? When in fact, it's actually not when you actually start breaking down the costs of proxy networks and phone networks and all these other things, right? And you bring them in together. So make sure you compare apples to apples, because even our $150 product that we've got is right on point with like the Insomniac product, which is a couple $100, right? So I think, like, you know, don't fall into that trap of thinking about money and price, even though I realize that that is important. Find a product that works and does the job, right? Because this is about making money for you, right? The other thing I will say is, in terms of updates in this industry, you need to work with a company that's constantly updating and innovating, because this stuff changes like daily, right? And so if they're not pushing out updates and they don't have like update logs going on every week, that right there should be a red flag for you, right? Because we push out updates every week, and we're constantly pushing out new updates. The other thing I will say is customer service. Nobody's going to be able to hold a candle to us when in terms of customer service. And a lot of that too is because this is not our only product, right? This is like an ancillary product of ours. We are a software development company that offers many other products as well. So we have a full-blown customer service center available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And our phone number is 414-326-4100, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, right? So call us up. Nobody else that I know of is going to pick up the phone and be able to talk to somebody right away that's going to be able to help you. Most people are just going to forward you to email and deal with that type of stuff. You'll probably be able to set a meeting up with me, even if you want to, you know, if you guys want to chat or something like that. So, you know, you can't put a dollar on that stuff. So I think that that's really also very important. So all that being said, let's find the best product for you, and let's see what works for your needs. Here's what we've got. We find that typically there are three types of people out there that use Private Tabs, all right? I would say that if you are a ticket broker and you're looking for an all-in-one solution that gives you everything from a web browser to emails to phone numbers to credit cards to geo-based browsing locations, right? And it's going to be tied to a real phone number or a real email that will sync up in the browser, so that like as you're sitting there in the waiting room and the two-factor codes are coming in, it auto-fills those codes out for you and everything. So if you're a serious broker and you're about that and you know what I'm talking about, right, the $4.99 version is the one you want to go with. If you're a ticket broker where you've got your own IT staff, you feel like you've got your own methods, you know what you need, and all you really want is a multi-session web browser that's got really powerful, you know, IP management control. If you're one of those people, right, then save the $200 and get the $2.99 version, right? I'll say though, man, I've been doing this a long time. Spend the extra money, get the $200. I hate to be that guy that says buy the more expensive product, but it's just so much nicer because you can just turn it on, off to the races you go. You get the $2.99 version, you're going to have to load your proxy servers in, and then if things are blocking or things are not working, you know, you can't really call us for support and be like, hey, this is not working, because you're using your own network, so it's kind of on you. Whereas with the $4.99 version, you know, we really work hard on making sure that our network's clean and our IPs are clean. So that alone is worth the $200 as far as I'm concerned, if you're about making money in the broker industry. Now, if you're a sort of a hobbyist and you're just dabbling, you know, I would say save the money, play around with the $2.99 version, and maybe run your own proxy network or have your own IPs out of your office there. I would say also, if you're concerned about the third type, right, is the 150 version. These are for people that are usually they concern about their identity. Every tab that you open up becomes a new random identity, right? This is very much similar to like an Insomniac product or some other multi-session browser. Remember, all of those products, what they do is they just, every time you open up a tab, it's just a random identity. And when you put proxy servers in, there's just a random IP as well. You can do the same thing with the 150 version, right? So if that's kind of, you feel like that's enough for you and that's good and that's working, but maybe you just want an alternative option, then the 150 version might be worth to look at. But keep in mind, Private Tabs has got two browser engines you can launch. You can launch Chrome, or you can launch the Firefox Classic engine, right? That Firefox Classic engine has got a lot more functionality and other stuff that the Chrome engine doesn't have, whereas the Chrome engine has got things that the Firefox doesn't have, where you can run like Chrome extensions and stuff like that in it. Compared to, say, like the competitive products like Insomniac or something like that, right? You can't run those extensions unless you buy their Pro version. By the time you do that, you're already at our price point, right? So I just think that like it's very competitively priced. So if you're really budget conscious and you just want a Chrome browser and you don't necessarily care about account management, you don't care about like sticky IPs, right? And you're fine with like every time that tab opens up, it's a different IP address or a different identity, then go with the 150 version, right? But as you know, if you're a broker and you buy and sell tickets professionally, you know that this stuff's important, and it's always important to try to keep your IPs and your identities and all that stuff clean, and try to avoid, using random stuff because you'll run into problems. Now, if you're a sneaker reseller, that works great. They don't have a lot of those kind of problems because they're not as critical. And so we just want to help you be successful and help you guys and gals make money. So that's really it. That's the way I would think about it. At the end of the day, if you're about making money, I would say spend the money, get the $4.99 version. The only other exception I would say is if you're a customer coming from ticketflipping.com, right? We are partnered with them, and we are providing discount coupon codes for some of their current customers. So if you are an active paying customer of theirs, if you give our customer service team a call at the 414-326-4100 number, we just need to verify that you're a paying customer of theirs, and then you can qualify for a discount as well, so you'll be able to get a little bit of money off of that $4.99 price point also. And then also, if you're thinking about getting multiple user licenses, we do provide discounts for multiple user licenses depending on how many users you were thinking about buying, right? So other than that should be pretty much, I think, everything you need to make an informed decision. All right, have a great day. Thank you.